Hello everyone, I'm Eric Breeden. I've just created a YouTube channel, and this is my official channel. I hope you'll support me. The Young and the Restless Spoilers, welcome back to our channel. Today is a fantastic day to dive deep into the latest Genoa City drama. Grab your favorite snack, settle in, and let's get right into the thick of it. I cannot believe what we are witnessing with Devon Winters right now. I mean, I am literally shaking my head at the screen after watching the latest episodes. We absolutely need to talk about this because my mind is spinning out of control. I have been watching this show for years and years, and this current story arc for Devon is just completely tearing me apart. You love him, you hate him, you want to shake him, and then you want to hug him. But right now, I just want to scream at him to get some professional psychiatric help. Because what we are seeing is not just a guy who is a little bit angry or stressed out about work. No, we are watching a full-blown mental breakdown happen right in front of our eyes, and it feels like nobody in Genoa City is actually doing anything to stop it. Am I the only one who sees this? It is like watching a train crash in slow motion, and everyone on the platform is just sipping their coffee. And let us just take a second to talk about the man himself, James. We have to give credit where credit is absolutely due. James has been on this show since he was a literal child. 30 years. 30 years of giving us everything he has, pouring his heart and soul into this character. He already has 2 daytime Emmys from 2007 and 2020, and if he does not get a third one for this storyline, I am going to riot in the streets. His acting is phenomenal. The way he carries that constant, heavy scowl on his face now. It is not just an angry look. It is the look of a man whose soul is completely fractured. You can see the pain behind his eyes every single time he is on screen. But honestly, as much as I am loving the performance, the storyline is stressing me out so much. I miss the resilient Devon. I miss the guy who could overcome anything. Now he is just a walking ball of rage, and it is emotionally exhausting to watch him self-destruct. So let us rewind a bit to where this all started. The whole Mariah Copeland situation. I know some people are loving this dark, edgy Devon, but personally, I am struggling. When Mariah had her psychological break and kidnapped baby Dominic, I totally understood Devon's initial rage. I mean, who would not be absolutely furious? That is his biological son. But Abby managed to move past it. Abby, who is Dominic's mother and has every reason in the world to hold a massive grudge, found it in her heart to forgive Mariah. Abby recognized that Mariah was severely mentally ill and needed help, not hatred. But Devon just held on to that anger like it was his only lifeline. He refused to let it go. He wore his fury like armor. And I get it. Trauma does weird things to people, and having your child taken is the ultimate trauma. But then he actually went to visit Mariah at the mental health facility, and that visit, oh my goodness, that visit was everything I wanted it to be. The sterile walls of that facility, the way Mariah looked so fragile but also so incredibly determined to get better. I was sitting there thinking, finally, a breakthrough. Mariah is making such clear progress in her treatment. You could see the clarity in her eyes, and the heartfelt words she said to Devon really seemed to get through to his thick skull. For a minute there, I genuinely thought we were going to see Devon heal. I thought he was going to forgive her and start working on his own trauma so he could be a better father to Dominic. Wait, I am getting ahead of myself. Because did he heal? No, absolutely not. Instead of taking that beautiful moment of closure and using it to find peace, he just took all that leftover toxic rage and pointed it at a brand new target. Enter Cain Ashby. I'm sorry, but why is Cain back in Lily's life right now? Just when we thought we were finally done with his endless manipulation, he swoops back in, and Devon has officially made Cain his new punching bag. And honestly, I kind of do not blame Devon for hating Cain. Remember when they tried this redemption arc with Cain years ago? Yeah, didn't work then either. Cain has a scandalous past. He is a known liar, and he has manipulated Lily more times than I can count. Remember the whole Juliet situation? Or the time he faked his own identity? The list of Cain's crimes against Lily's sanity is a mile long. So when Devon sees Cain hovering around his sister again, his protective instincts go into overdrive. But this is not just normal brotherly protection. This is obsessive. Devon is projecting all of his unresolved trauma and anger about Mariah onto Cain. Cain is just the convenient scapegoat for Devon's collapsing mental state. But here is the thing that really gets me worked up. Cain actually did something good. I know. It pains me to say it, but it is true. Cain donated his bone marrow to save Malcolm Winters. Dr. Stephanie Simmons made it very clear that while Malcolm was not on his deathbed right this exact second, he absolutely needed that transplant to avoid a fatal outcome down the line. Aplastic anemia is no joke. Cain stepped up. He was the only match, and he did it. But Devon refuses to give Cain even an ounce of credit, not 1 ounce. Devon is entirely convinced that this whole donation was just a sick, calculated ploy for Cain to win Lily back. And you know what? Devon might actually be right about Cain's motives. Cain is totally opportunistic, and we all know he wants control of Chancellor Winters. But that does not change the objective fact that he saved Malcolm's life. Devon's complete inability to see any nuance here just proves how deeply unwell he is. And can we talk about Lily for a second? Because I am rapidly losing my patience with her, too. Lily is falling right back into Cain's trap. She is totally blinded by gratitude. She sees Cain as this selfless hero who saved her beloved uncle, and she is ignoring all the massive red flags waving right in her face. Devon sees those red flags. Devon is screaming about those red flags at the top of his lungs. But because Devon is acting like an absolute lunatic, nobody is listening to him. It is the classic boy who cried wolf scenario. Devon is so unhinged, so aggressively hostile, that his very valid concerns about Cain are being dismissed as just more of his crazy anger issues. It is so frustrating to watch. I just want to jump through the screen and shake both of them until they wake up. Because what is really happening here is a massive psychological regression for Devon. This is not the suave billionaire mogul who has his life together. This is a scared, traumatized kid from the 1990s. If you have been watching as long as I have, you remember Devon's dark origins. You remember the group homes, the broken foster system, the absolute nightmare he lived through before he was adopted. His biological mother, Yolanda, who later went by Harmony, was struggling with severe drug addiction. Devon's entire foundation as a child was built on instability, neglect, and fear. He never even knew who his real father was for the longest time. That kind of profound childhood trauma does not just vanish because you get a fancy suit, $1 billion in the corner office. It stays in your bones. It waits in the shadows. And right now, all of that old trauma is bubbling up to the surface and choking him. Devon is absolutely terrified of losing control. He lost control when Mariah took Dominic. and it broke something fundamental inside his brain. Now he feels like he is losing control of Lily because Cain is manipulating her. He feels like his entire family is slipping through his fingers, and his only coping mechanism is pure, unfiltered rage. He is lashing out at Cain because Cain is a safe target. Cain is someone Devon feels completely justified in hating, but it is destroying Devon from the inside out. The constant scowling, the snapping at everyone, the complete lack of joy in his life. It is heartbreaking to witness a character I love this much fall apart so completely. You know who I keep thinking about during all of this? Neil and Drusilla. Oh my God. Neil and Drusilla Winters. They saved Devon. They took that angry, broken teenager off the streets and gave him a home, a family, and unconditional love. They built him into the man he is today. And I just know they are looking down from heaven right now, watching him spiral out of control, and their hearts are breaking. Neil would know exactly what to say to pull Devon out of this dark place. Neil had that calming, paternal wisdom. Drusilla would probably smack some sense into him, yell at him for being a fool, and then hug him until he cried all that pain out. But they are not here, and Devon desperately needs his earthly loved ones to step up right now. He needs Lily, he needs Abby, he needs Nate to stop arguing with him and realize that he is in the middle of a psychiatric crisis. So what is going to happen next? I am honestly dreading it, but I am also completely glued to the screen. I predict that Devon is going to completely snap. I think he is going to physically attack Cain. I really do. The tension is building so incredibly high, and Devon has absolutely no healthy outlet for this rage. If Cain makes one smug comment about saving Malcolm, or one sly, romantic move on Lily, Devon is going to lose his mind and throw hands. And as much as I kind of want to see Cain get punched in the face for all the grief he has caused, I know it would be disastrous for Devon. He could lose everything. He could lose custody of Dominic if Abby thinks he's violent. He could lose his position at the company. He could lose Lily's respect forever. I am terrified for him. I know some fans in the forums are saying Devon is just being a jerk and he needs to get over it and stop whining. But I strongly, strongly disagree. This is a brilliant, slow burn storyline about mental health, PTSD, and unresolved childhood trauma. But man, it is heavy. It is so incredibly heavy to watch week after week. I just want Devon to find some peace. I want him to look at his beautiful son and realize that he does not need to carry the weight of the world on his shoulders anymore. He needs intense therapy. He needs his family to rally around him, and he needs Cain Ashby to pack his bags and leave Genoa City for good. Okay, I am exhausted just typing all of this. I need to go process my feelings before the next episode airs. Let me know if you guys are feeling the exact same way, because I cannot be the only one losing sleep over Devon Winters.